After a 14-year legal battle, the government of France repaid to Jehovah's Witnesses more than $8 million. But how would this tax be a violation of religious freedom of Jehovah's Witnesses?
Because it was so huge, it could have resulted in the liquidation of the Jehovah's Witnesses headquarters, and it would have been a major interference with our religious activities in France.
Hey guys, welcome to the JW Untold Truth channel. Jehovah God is with his people. How many times did we hear that from the governing body, or from the literature, or from the talks? Most Jehovah Witnesses will swear that Jehovah God is with them until the end. But many of you by now might have heard what's happening in France with the Jehovah Witnesses. But before we go and talk about this issue that Jehovah Witnesses are experiencing now, let's have a look what Jehovah God or the Jehovah Witnesses, let's have a look what they have accomplished in France until now. We will see either how Jehovah God is helping the Jehovah Witnesses, or Jehovah God is not doing anything at all this is his master plan. So let's have a look at this great information that we have here today. Jehovah Witnesses have achieved several legal victories in France, particularly regarding the religious financial practices. So to go through this information very quickly, in the mid-90s, the French Parliament report classified Jehovah Witnesses as a sect. In between 1993 and 1996, the French tax authorities conducted an audit and imposed a 60% retroactive tax on donations received by the Jehovah Witnesses. So by 2011, there was a court ruling that they found out that, or they come out to terms that this was a discrimination and a violation of human rights. And we know that Jehovah Witnesses played a wild card on this human rights discrimination on their benefits. So the French authorities had to reverse their tax imposed upon them, and they had to pay back to the Jehovah Witnesses by 2012. And in March 22, the Jehovah Witnesses filed a complaint because the French Interministerial Mission for Vigilance and Combat Against Sectarian Abuses labeled the Jehovah Witnesses as a harmful cult. So the Jehovah Witnesses web page is making sure that the victories doesn't go unnoticed by the followers. Here's a quick snip of the page regarding the French winnings.
After a 14-year legal battle, the government of France repaid to Jehovah's Witnesses more than $8 million. Here with us to discuss this development is Mr. Jean-Claude Ponce, who is a member of the national headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses in France.
The French government just returned to us 6 million euros, or little more than $8 million. This money was unjustly collected from us, and the reimbursement include interest and legal fees.
But why did the government claim this money?
In 1998, the government claims that all the donations received by Jehovah's be subjected to a 60% retroactive tax.
But how would this tax be a violation of religious freedom of Jehovah's Witnesses?
Because it was so huge, it could have resulted in the liquidation of the Jehovah's Witnesses headquarters, and it would have been a major interference with our religious activities in France.
Victories. But what about now? Is Jehovah God not helping them out any longer, or is it that Satan is winning the battle? Or maybe it's just that finally authorities are seeing the abuse of these sects and cults upon their followers and their country's citizens. So let's have a look at what is happening in France. So there was a leaked document from the Jehovah Witnesses in France regarding a problem they are facing right now. So here we've got the letter, the official letter in French. So let's translate that into English so we can make more sense. So it says here, let's go through these letters very quickly and let's have a look what the Jehovah Witnesses organization is asking from the followers how to act. So communication. For the coordinators of the alumni congregation of the Metropolitan France and overseas, communication for the local assemblies. Please plan to have the communication for local assemblies read at the next 2 meetings. Each publisher is invited to consider either sending a letter to the prefect or completing an official affidavit, must be a form or a letter. The document attached to the communication entitled Suggestions for Letters of Protest should be printed and given all these requested additional information. You may also print document blah blah blah. Those who have difficulty doing it themselves and request assistance. Funny enough, Jehovah Witnesses always says they are neutral. They don't get into politics, but this is politics, plain politics. They want to make sure that the politicians or the governments, they won't go against them. They won't play the neutral card there. So number 2 is a selection of brothers and sisters to send letters to other officials in addition of the proclaimers who decide to send a letter to the prefect. As indicated in the communications, please choose approximately 10 volunteers, brothers and sisters from your assembly to write letters to the President of the Republic, the Prime Minister, and the Ministers of the Interior. It will be beneficial if these brothers and sisters represent different age groups, family situations, and professional backgrounds. They must be able to express themselves clearly but respectfully in a persuasive tone. So they want to make sure that they sound very persuasive. If they have the opportunity to use professional or businesses letters here, that will add credibility to the letter. So they want to have Jehovah Witnesses individuals that owns businesses, so it will sound more with authority, I guess, or no any idiot sending them letters. These are the 3 people that they're suggesting to send the letters to in the letter. The second page says suggestions for protest letters. So now they're giving the Jehovah Witnesses how they should write these letters. Number 1, the perfect, primarily will possess a biblically based choice to spend as little time as possible with people who have been dismissed from the assembly or who have been voluntarily withdrawn. Number 2, you can protest with this situation either by sending a letter or more forcefully by completing the official document form, accessible by clicking on this link. Witnesses attention template. Public service, you do not need to write a long text, but it is important that you express your personal convictions regarding this issue in a respectful tone. A, the document form contains fields to indicate your name, date, blah, blah, blah. Number B, briefly explains when and why you became a Jehovah Witnesses and the positive effect the decision has had on your life in general, your family life, or your work. You could cite or 2 specific examples show how your life has improved since becoming a witnesses, but do not mention if you need blood or if you are disfellowshipped. C, explain your personal feelings, like that makes any weight on if it's a fact that you're a sect or a cult, you discriminate against your followers. Yes, personal feelings makes a big difference. Dismissing people from the congregation, you may find helpful to playfully consider the Bible principles, discussing the study articles, blah, blah, blah. D, explain the repercussions that the withdrawal of the legal benefits enjoyed by both associations could have on your religious practices and your personal and family life. So they're saying that if the Jehovah's Witnesses are taxed or they lose their religious charity, that will affect their lives and the family lives, of course, because I guess you have to work to give more money, to give more donations to Jehovah, to the Watchtower. So that will affect your family life, definitely. Number 3, you must express your personal point of view using the personal pronouns I. So make sure you I, not the association, not the Jehovah's Witnesses organization. No, I. Don't involve the organization. And this is my personal letter that I'll be sending to these 3 people. I want to express my protest against the Jehovah's Witnesses. So here is my short, concise letter. I will use my own pronouns I. not the association. To whom it may concern, I am writing to protest the harmful practices of the Jehovah Witnesses organizations imposes on its former members. The worst among these is the policy of shunning, which forces families to cut off all contact with loved ones who live or are expelled from the religion. These practices causes deep emotional trauma, isolates individuals from the entire support network, and has led many to suffer from depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. The organization also maintains sensitive internal tribunals that offer no transparency for fair process. Additionally, the Watchtower Society has been widely criticized for mishandling cases of abuse, shielding perpetrators instead of protecting victims. These actions go far beyond religious belief. They violate basic human rights and dignity. I urge public officials, human rights organizations, and the media to investigate and hold this organization accountable for the long-term harm it inflicts on former members. You sincerely, me. Well, thank you guys for watching this video, and let's have a look what else we can find for the next video.